Hi everyone, and welcome to the beginning of fall semester 2023 in Writing 213, Writing in the Sciences. I'm your professor, Carrie Aldrich, and each Monday and maybe even Sunday or Saturday, if I have a really busy week, I'll leave you a short video like this one, just a few minutes long, that lets you know what's going on for this week. So this week you're just getting started, and I've created this first module for you with a welcome message. If you are new to Google Docs or Google Classroom, you might want to go through this short tutorial. There's a little bit of a learning curve with Google Docs and Google Classroom. If you came from ASD, it's probably really familiar to you. I think that you'll see the benefits of it over time. It allows us in this asynchronous space where we're not actually meeting or seeing each other to easily share documents. And that's important because writing is really social. The best case scenario for a writing process is that you have ideas, you sit with them for a while, you share them with others. Writing is really social. And so sharing your ideas with me, with your peers, with other trusted readers, and being able to get response is an important part of that process. And Google Docs gives us this interactive space where you can easily share your document and get response from others and interact. So make sure you understand it. And if you don't, make sure that you check with me. The really most important part of that process is making sure that you're using your UAA email address. So if you're used to using your personal email address, you can call ITS and they can link those two accounts for you. I do that. But you should make sure that the UAA account is the one that you're logging into when you're using this classroom. Otherwise, you won't have access to the documents, and I can't legally share any of our class documents with a personal email address. It has to be your UAA one. I've created over the years a list of frequently asked questions for this class, and if you ask a good one, I might submit more. So you can see these frequently asked questions and my response to them. All of your course documents are here, starting with the syllabus, and you need to read the syllabus and take a syllabus quiz to move forward with the class. That should be the first thing that you do. As part of the syllabus quiz, you need to add yourself to this class directory. So make sure that you click on this, add your name, your UAA email address, because you're going to have to share documents with people from class during peer review. So we need to be able to get a hold of you. The only information that you need to share is the name you want to be called and your UAA email address. If you have other information you're willing to share, like your phone number or your social media presence, you can add it there too. So each week I'll have a tab. The first tab, or the first item under the tab, will always be media. And I use media instead of reading because these days what we take in terms of information isn't always text. Sometimes it's videos or infographics or podcasts. Reading is a lot more visual than it ever was before. So this week, it's really just a short video from me about an introduction to academic writing, and then also a short video by our lovely librarian, Anna, and she talks a little bit about finding source material. I already expect that you know how to do this, that you learn that information in Writing 111. You need to make sure in this class that you are using credible source material. That means you shouldn't be doing your searches by Google, or maybe Google is a first step just to kind of test the waters for what you're searching, but you should not be using .coms. You should be using the library databases and know how to do that. So make sure that you watch this video to get caught up there. As soon as I finish making this video, I'll post it here in week 1 video, which will always be the second point under each week. So you have 2 assignments this week, and you can see your assignments because they have a due date of August 31st. Also because they have this little notebook icon next to them. So that means that they are graded pieces of work. So you're going to go into this document. Well, first of all, you should make sure that you have a profile photo. And you should do that for both your email address and here in the classroom. When you don't see someone regularly, or even if you do, putting an image next to your name helps people to recognize who you are. So I've included a photo of my face. If you're comfortable, that's a nice way to share yourself with other people. If you're not, then you can choose an icon or an avatar, and that also just triggers my brain that I see that there's something next to your name, and it's the same with all people. We recognize words more when there's a symbol associated with them. So add a symbol. And I've provided instructions about how to do that here. Then you're going to open up this introduction document. I have introduced myself to you in a full page, and then I will ask those of you, thank you Brooklyn for getting the ball started, and each one of you should add one full page of an introduction telling us about yourself. You might notice that I've used headings here. One of the things we'll be talking about in this class is using accessible text, and that means that people who are using a screen reader, maybe people who are blind or people who have reading disabilities, or even just people who like to have things read to them more than reading with their eyes, might use a screen reader. And when I'm using this heading 1 here for my name, and then I switch back to normal text for my text. And that helps the screen reader to stay organized. So that will prompt the reader to say, next heading. So you might want to start using headings up here. You'll notice that I use headings in all of my documents. I have a national certification for accessibility, and one of the things I learned is to make sure that I use headings everywhere in my documents. It makes things easier for readers to follow visually, and it makes text more accessible for people who are using screen readers. So please get in the habit of doing so. Okay, so the most important thing is you get started with this introduction, and that you also take a syllabus quiz, and that shows to me that you've read the important information for this class. It's a Google form. This is my copy, so yours will look a little bit different, but answer these questions, make sure that you've read the syllabus carefully, and I will record your score in the classroom. You can always, your screen looks a little bit different, but you should have a tab where you can always see how well you're doing in the class. I have not posted Module 2 yet, but I'll do that later on this week so you can see what's ahead. But we're going to start, our first big project will be a career research paper, and I'll post all of the assignments leading up to it by the end of the week so you know what's up next. I look forward to meeting all of you through your introductions. Keep in mind that I have weekly office hours on Tuesday and Thursday where I will just be here in this virtual space. You can call me on the phone. You can meet me in Google Classroom or Google Meet where we can share screens and talk about your work. You can also make an appointment to see me face to face. So those are all the ways that you can access me. I've also even provided you with my personal phone number, and I will just repeat, please don't call me on the weekends or after 6 p.m. because that's important time with my family. I'll look forward to getting your work soon. Take care and contact me if you have any questions.